you guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is my first video here in about 3 weeks or so. First upload in a little while. So let me just tell you what's going on. So my kids just moved out, and so now we're empty nesters again. And so everything is kind of changing. And I also am going to be watching my little newborn niece. And I'm going to be getting paid for that. And also my husband, just a month or so ago, got a raise at work. And so we're, our income is changing. Now, when I sat down to do June's budget, I was thinking, I should up our pocket money, because each week we get paid every week. Every week we get, I know it's a big deal, but we each get $10 for pocket money. I don't know. That's just the number we came up with years ago. And when I say years ago, I mean about 10 years ago. This is the number we have never changed it. So I was thinking we should up that, right? Just to $20. But I immediately thought there's no reason to do that. It's fine. I'm on here talking about frugal living or whatever, and I don't need to be frivolous, right? That's what I was thinking. Over another $10 a week for both of us. Okay, I know I talk about frugal living on here and budgeting and all of that stuff. But where I'm coming from with this is I actually felt kind of guilty thinking about upping our spending money, our personal spending money. And I thought, why? It didn't make any sense to me. And then I realized, because I've even done videos on this. I have done videos on lifestyle creep. I've done all of that. And I was thinking, that's absolutely ridiculous that I, would have such an issue with this, because, along with upping that, I also upped I'm going to be upping our investments. I'm upping my retirement. There's so many other things that I'm not changing our grocery budget until I absolutely have to, but because right now I don't need to. I may wind up doing that, but right now I'm not. And so I upped all of the other things according to what our income will be. And so not that I have everything not that I have everything percentages, but I just wanted to put more in my retirement. I am upping, putting some more money into what we're calling our car fund. We just got a new car, but as we all know with cars, they need to be replaced. So I figure maybe in about 10 years, we're going to need another car. So I might as well start putting some more money in there. I say all that to say this. Everything, all of my other ducks were in a row, so to speak, right? And so the simple fact that I was having, just being all upset over this $20 was ridiculous. And I was thinking, because we hear it all the time. We hear about lifestyle creep all the time. And I think, here's what I think. I think the only way that will affect you is if you don't have everything on lock already, right? That has affected us in the past because we didn't have everything on lock. Say before, I may not have even thought of doing, making all of these other investment choices or any of that stuff. I would have just thought, oh, cool, we could have more spending money. We can, have more grocery money. We can have all of the things. We can have a bigger eating out budget, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's the only time that would actually apply. I don't really think it's a real thing if you have everything else taken care of. I really don't. Because if you have everything else taken care of, which is us right now, you're going to be increasing your savings, increasing your investments, increasing your retirement contributions, all of that stuff, along with a little bit of a bump in, say, maybe your entertainment envelope, your spending money and whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this is a real thing. I think that's what people call it as an excuse to be bad with their money. Because if you think about this, if you're no good with $10,000 or $50,000, you're not going to be any good with $100,000. Just because you add a zero on the end of it, doesn't make you any better with it. You see what I'm saying? Let me know down in the comments. Do you agree? Do you think I'm totally off base? I want to know if you also think this. I had never thought about it before. And so I think if you get a nice pay increase, you should do some upgrades. Because honestly, think about this. Why have more money, which is such an amazing, it's probably the best tool other than your time, right? Your time is worth way more than money, because you cannot get any of it back. Money, you can always make more money. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying you can replace it in some way, shape, or form. You cannot do that with time. So I just think you should do some upgrades, right? You should, if you need to, upgrade your car. If you need to, upgrade your home. If you need to, maybe upgrade your furniture that you've had for 25 years. All of those things. I'm not saying do them all at the same time, and I'm also not saying to go hog wild and get everything super expensive and whatever. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is upgrading, making some upgrades that will bring you a better quality of life. You should do that. If you have everything else, under control, you've got, your bills are paid on time, you are thinking of your future, think of yourself right now too. Maybe some comforts, maybe a better mattress. No, I'm not going to do a mattress ad. I'm just saying, maybe a better mattress. We spend a lot of time asleep, right? So maybe that's an upgrade that we could do, that you could do, sorry. We did that quite a while ago, so we're not doing that anytime soon. But I think if we can take ourselves out of this idea of everything has to be cheap and everything has, it's awful, you guys. In my comment sections, there's so many people that pride themselves on deprivation. It blows my mind. So the point is you can spend. You should spend, right? What is the point of having more money if everything in your life is going to stay the same? That makes zero sense to me. I'm not saying you go and buying, like designer everything. Most people aren't going to do that anyway. But I am saying upgrade. Do some upgrades. Do some upgrades. And it doesn't matter what everybody else is telling you. Like, oh, that's a waste of money. That's a waste of money. That's a waste of your money. It's not a waste of my money. If it is something that you want that's valuable to you, right? We can spend one of two things, and a lot of times we spend both. We can either spend time or we can spend money, right? Sometimes, different points in your life, you have more time than you have money. And then other times, it's the opposite. You have more money than you have time. So you make those decisions accordingly, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm just giving you permission to spend. Not that you need my permission, but sometimes it's good to hear, right? Sometimes we need to hear that. I'm hoping I'm making sense with this. I don't script my videos because I just don't like the way it comes off, and I just, I don't know. It's not my thing. So I didn't script it. This was pretty much off the cuff, which is what most of my videos are. And so, what do you think? Do you think I'm wrong about this? I could be totally out in left field. I have no idea. I really don't think I am, though. because I have actually gone through the lifestyle creep. I have done that before. And when I did that, it was when I was not good with money. I was getting better. We were paying off debt. We were, once we got out of debt, we had all this, money to use and whatever, and we used it. But we also got ourselves back into debt. That's what I mean by we weren't any good with money. So now we are way better with money. And so the upgrades are warranted, right? We've worked our butts off. We have no debt. We have all of our, our goals are in motion. So yeah, we're going to do some upgrades, and I think you should too. If you have something that you are just absolutely, you have thought before, if I ever make any more money, or, if I make more money, say next year, this is what I want to do. Do the thing. Absolutely do the thing. Maybe it's not a purchase of a thing. Maybe it's something like you would really like to have such and such service, right? Maybe I'm looking outside right now. Maybe you are a person who would love to have a gardener, or somebody just come and mow your grass, pull some weeds or spray some weeds or whatever, twice a month, whatever the case is. Sign up for that. If you are a person who likes doing everything else, but you absolutely hate the deep clean housework, like cleaning your bathrooms, mopping, all of that, hire somebody to do that. We are not doing any of those things, but if it is important to you and it's something that you've always wanted to do and you can afford to do it and your ducks are all in a row, then absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. Tell me down in the comments what came to your mind whenever I said that, because I know we'll all have something, right? I know. My thing is the pocket money thing. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I know. But I like having money in my pocket that is not part of my budget. And so that would be fabulous to me. So let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.